It said, they have afflicted me from my youth. Thamfmy. I'm going to teach you how I read the Bible a little bit more. So Taha, 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 then Aht, Tahat, Tahat. It's too hot. They're basically saying like, oh, my youth, my life, the things that's upon it, it feels like it's feel hellish. It's too hot for me. It's too hot. They have afflicted me. It's too hot. They're burning me. Me from my youth. MFMY. Um, myth my yemfim, 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 yefim, yesem. It says myth of my yesem. So people who have afflicted you, MF, MY, YM, FM is basically saying, oh, mythim, yefim, myth my yefim. Basically saying like, oh, they're saying what I said happened to me is a myth. But I understand exactly what happened to me because it's too hot. It burned me. I have the wounds to show you, but at the same time, it's something that's recorded with inside the Lord. But if it says too, Revelation, I don't want to mess it up, but in Revelation, it's definitely saying that they will show his iniquities and the heavens will rise against him. Basically saying, so since the earth cannot see what happened to him, earth will rise against him because we actually understand his iniquities. If you're not faithful with the small things, can't be faithful with the big things. So we're gonna test all spirits and say, okay, well, it seemed like you did this right here, but did you truly do it, or was that the enemy because we told you to surrender? Did you surrender properly, or did you ride with the enemy? And it's everything will start coming to light and saying, oh, we see exactly what's going on. You're of light of building, and this is light of burning. It said, they have afflicted me from my youth. Since he knows the word afflicted, if that word afflicted was changed just a little bit, it wouldn't be actually impactful. Wisdom holds actual weight in being saved. Logic and wisdom is the real law. Logic and wisdom is the law. Greatly have they afflicted me from my youth. Dash. If you look at the dash with the semicolons, it kind of look like, man, I don't want to show one of my eyes. Like, I don't want to seem like the blame was me, but since he surrendered, it definitely shows that he's being humble. It's a cousin of being humble. Saying I don't want to seem like, oh, I'm just complaining and I did something on purpose, but surrendering can seem like doing something on purpose. So you gotta look at all these. All no stone will be left overturned. Said, let Israel now say. Now saying the dash, basically saying, okay, we're not gonna look at what you're seeing. We're gonna look at the division of heaven and earth. That's another dash. Okay. Greatly have they afflicted me from my youth. Let Israel now say, greatly they have afflicted me from my youth. Oh, Psalms. I'm gonna teach you how to read Psalms. PSA, LM. So Psalms is saying PSA, LM, PSA, like personal announcement. It's the Lamb. Personal announcement. Personal announcement of the Lamb 129. From the division of night and day, division of light and dark is not finna rebirth. So this is what 129 is saying. I showed you my afflictions from my youth. It said, greatly they have afflicted me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me. Prevailed. By saying, okay, they didn't see victory, and they didn't have the right formula to say, okay, we got him to fail. All he had to do was walk. The practice of putting your foot in front of the enemy. See, that's what I do. I will actually do that on purpose. I'm gonna test all spirits. I'm gonna put my foot in front of the enemy. If the enemy does not choose to stop and wait and question my foot, then I'm gonna trip him. And if he try to jump over it, I'm gonna kick his foot. Greatly they have afflicted me from your youth, yet they have not prevailed against me. The plowers plowed up against upon my back. They made long their furrows. The the Lord, hold on, it's gonna be a part 3, but yeah, I'm definitely doing that. If they don't sit there and question me, because if you don't have enough wisdom to question your situation and test all spirits, but think you're over the law and you think you're just gonna do something out of, well, whatever your mind feels a pleased to, I'm definitely kicking your foot. No, I don't read the Bible like everybody else, but I guess nobody's supposed to. Like, I just flip this book open and just flow. I got some pages. Well, this is the page I had open. I need to move the bookmark out of it so I can have more fluent page flip. But I was looking at 129 of Psalms 129. They have afflicted me from my youth. This actually happened with me. The story of it was, you can say ascents, basically like ascendants or descendants. So me ascending from my lineage, my descendants. So we can see DA, or you say, oh, they thought they had authority over me, of a dad, of a dada, but they actually was afflicting me to DA, die, DIE, IEIOU. So basically, like my vows to the heavens, your vows to me, the vows of restoring, which you can also see in Psalms 126, restore our fortunes, O Lord. And Psalms 129. So in 1 Psalms 26, you can see that 6 is like the bottom half of things. And then 9 be like, I'm going to turn everything around and have you look at the prosperance of basically like 12, the good side of the days versus the dark side of the days. So looking at that, you can say, oh, they have afflicted me from my youth. You can see, oh, I have complained. You told me already things are going to get built back in my honor. It said, unless the Lord builds the house. Okay, now you're explaining, okay, nothing's going to happen unless the Lord builds the house. And it says, blesses everyone who fears the Lord. Now saying that this is the final step. Basically, like, blesses everyone who has the key to the door. It said, okay, now you're telling me you're paying. Okay, you starting to turn the key, and you like, I don't understand what's behind this door. I don't know who's gonna be there in this new house or this new table, but my soul awakes for the Lord. It's I have calmed and quiet my soul. I have calmed and quieted under what you said. Unless the Lord builds the house, I understand that you the one that built the house, built the table for me. So I have quieted my soul. The Lord has chosen Zion. They saying, oh, you have choice. If you flip around Zion, you have chose the righteous noise for me. You have chose for noises for me, and that's only gonna bring me into congruency of what I've been afflicted from, the other half of 6. So, but basically, I can see that like they pulling me to be at death, but I needed a place to go. I'm not running away from evil. I'm getting situated to be blessed again. Never look at you like you're running away from evil, but look at it like you have been. You can be afflicted if you don't follow the correct directions of turning the key. So it's that we're all born sinners. But sinners really saying sinned. Like we're all born sending something towards somebody. If you're not sending no hate towards nobody, then you're not a what they call a proper sinner. So you can't get nothing sent back to you in equivalent of what quote unquote death is. So if you're like Saul didn't know he wasn't sending that direct pinpoint of what is deserving of death. So he wasn't technically a sinner, a sender. He was just somebody who confused in the smoky war that we're in. But the people who are like it says in the Bible, if you sin unintentionally, it's forgiven. If you sin intentionally, you're not forgiven. So that's how you can see the separation of that. Again, Moses parted the Red Sea. Moses parted the heart to see what's actually in congruency of life. It said, they have afflicted me from my youth. 129. You can look at one like wholesome. It feel like my whole life, my youth is my whole life. 2, partnership. It said my youth and my now being that understands what's happened to me in the past and what I need to happen for me. 9, rebirth. So if you look at this whole entirety of what this verse is trying to say, I have been afflicted and I understand what's going on now at the middle of the separation of my life. I look to be rebirthed. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me in hopes that you can get this down to the pinpoint of what I cannot see. Like I said, my soul awaits for the Lord. So I hope that you get down to this pinpoint, the things that I don't see, so it can come to the light so I can actually be somebody who is chosen amongst your noise, amongst your vibration, amongst your light, amongst your frequency, amongst your currency of living. It said, greatly have they afflicted me from my youth. Let Israel now say, greatly have those afflicted me from. Hold on, I'm going to pause it real quick and send another one. They not sending, but they will send. I'm gonna make sure they get sent no matter what. But it say, greatly how they afflicted me from my youth. Let not Israel, you understand that. Okay, 2, partnership. Greatly have they afflicted from me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me. 2, since you're seeing 2, it's saying partnership. They partner up against me. It's saying they. So let's look at the word they and 2. 2 and they. You're like 2 hey. So 2 hey, yay, yay, hit. Oh, say they both of them are looking at him like, oh, it's 2 of us. Hey, let's rejoice and hit him, let's hit him. So that's what they is saying. Now they saying they have not prevailed against me. They saying they didn't. Their plan to hit me did not go through. It said the plowers plowed up upon my back. They made long their furrows. The plowers plow words, or their plotted words. The plotted words came against my back. Basically, they tried to stab me in the back, re-justifying number 2. 3, since it's on the third one, it's showing that the third eye prevailed. If you open up a little bit wider, it's saying that they plotted with words upon my back. They made long their furrows. Furrows basically saying, oh, their furrows could be seen as soothsaying. So they be like, oh, we understand it's cold, but we're gonna make a little tunnel right here, make sure it's warm, so when it actually get put into place, it could be like very long, because they know Satan knows time is short, so he's gonna try to make it long to try to make us get aggravated to a point where our faithfulness actually seems unredeemed, and we just broke one of the laws of peace will help you rejoice in the foundation that you actually look to have you in the like forsake if you move forward in the Lord's righteousness. He has cut the cords of the wicked. Basically, saying the cords, they definitely felt like we're playing with you, we're puppeting you. But the whole time there is like, it's like watching a show before your food gets done cooking. So since your blessing is so big, since you already deserve your birthright and already knew that you was gonna be somebody who was helping in creation, help prolong it because your love is great. Love means to build. Not so since they actually sitting back and like, oh, I'm gonna, since God is doing this, I'm gonna try to take it from here. And then evil gonna try to come in place and be like, well, guys, look at this. We was doing this while God was doing this so we can help you be more strong of a person. But that's not the ideal plan. It says, do not spare the rod from your child, basically, if they're wicked. Why would you spare a rod? Well, why would you not spare a rod to somebody who isn't wicked? It said we're all born sinners, but we're not actually sending any evil understandings to nobody. You may ask, how do I understand this? Because I was here before the Bible was made. People probably don't want to believe that, but I was. It said the Lord is righteous. He has cut the cords of the wicked. I understand. I'm one of the people who understands how to stretch this book until it lasts forever. I understand that. The Lord is righteous. He has cut the cords of the wicked. Since the Lord is righteous, basically saying he's right and is right. Basically, I understand I'm faithful in this point and that point. I'm right and is in each point of the 6 and the 9 part. Basically, meaning rebirth and renewing. Understanding how to be mature in situations, because it says, may all those who hate Zion be put to shame and turn backwards. So anyone who hates Zion, basically saying Zion, basically saying, mocking people who be like, I'ma just keep on Zion because this don't make no sense. Like, oh, he just need to do this, he need to do that. And then flip around Zion, noise. He said all those who hate the noise and all those who just sit there and want to Zion be put to shame and turn backwards. That's 5, because they don't have an open mind. 6, you can see in 6 is don't worry about the monetary. Don't worry about the past. Even though that you're looking forward and you're feeling low, don't worry about the past. Because as soon as you try to look around, it looks like a little lock. 6 is like a lock. It's going to lock you in. So move like 4. Understand that 4 is going to You got to look at it like chess. 4 is gonna stab 6 and make sure that it falls down, and to make sure it has a. You gonna want to walk on spiral energy. That's what the ground is. You can look at dirt and like it's always spiraling, and the smallest point is compact. You gotta think with a little bit more broad mind than what is already seen. But it's gonna definitely help you walk. It's definitely gonna help you what evil try to put their place in. But it's gonna help you walk while we're in the pothole of a world. So it's gonna recreate dirt so you can walk in the pothole of the world. Let them turn be like grass on the housetop. So that's 6 with which withers before it grows up. See that's another one. Let them be like the grass on the housetops. So why would there be grass on the housetops? It's basically saying like let it be like the thoughts on your mind. Let it grow. Even though you're like, oh, I have hard times right now. I'm not able to cut my hair. It's okay. You have hard times right now. You're not able to chew fully your thoughts, but you have these Bible verses which withers before it grows. So you will actually leave away from the negative. You will actually be able to have a nice haircut. Humility before honor. You have a nice haircut before you actually have the new flowers of what's actually needed for you, what you actually deserve from your birthrights. Hold on for the 10, 7, 8. It said, with which the reaper does not feel his hand, nor the binder of the sheaves of his arm. It says the reaper does not feel his hand. Basically saying like if the reaper sit there and count all the ducks, count all the righteous people that he can take and he can try to afflict and put things into place, there obviously is gonna be more of certainty. Like I have faith that they're gonna be righteous, they're gonna have this, they're gonna have that, they're gonna have this. Basically saying, oh, I knew that I knew who all was gonna be righteous, and they're gonna look at it and be like, oh, so I'm trying to go back to a little bit more what I was saying with they're gonna say that they're the ones who did this, they're the one who did that. You know, we're the one who was helping you. They're like, so you was the one person who chosen me from Zion. So you was like it says, the two people, they saying, oh, so the Lord and him, that's false light. Said the Lord and the wicked was teaming up to make me stronger. And then a person gonna be like, oh yeah, I can see how you was doing that. And then as soon as he do that, your heart is gonna start getting afflicted, because in the Bible it say, you will have, if you have two masters, you're gonna hate one and love the other. It say, so if you even try to pick between two masters, if you pick wrong due to the circumstances of the heart, which it means, it says, I'm coming with a sword. I'm not just coming with, I'm not coming to, I'm not coming for peace. I'm coming with a sword. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically, it's gonna cut, like I said, the Lord is righteous. He has cut the cords of the wicked. So anything that's going on is actually going to be shown in the light and being ready to get devoured, getting ready to take out a place of what's actually trying to be congruent in the real life of growth, of like success, and a real life of growth. You know, sometimes growth may be wild, but it's only helping you to see where you need to sharpen up other people at. That's the real definition of this. So, which a reaper does not feel his hand. Why would a reaper? It said, nor the binder or the sheaves of his arm. So, like I said, the clippings, it does not. The binder does not put all the sheaves in his arms. So why would the reaper saying, "Oh, I know God's plan because I was his top angel"? He don't want to seem like the Satan. He want to seem like your friend. Why would I put everything in front of you and try to say, "Oh, this right here, this right here, this right here"? It's gonna be a straight line. Then that's why I say the narrow, the path to heaven is already narrow. So if the devil puts in front of you each thing that he can afflict you with, you know, you're going to obviously be able to walk in a more broad spectrum of how to make it to heaven. If he puts light steps, you're definitely going to have to tread lightly. You're going to be in a thin row, you know? Just like look in the middle of the Bible. All those are thin. It's telling you to read between the lines. That's why the path to heaven is narrow, you know? It says, nor those who pass by say, the blessings of the Lord be upon you. We bless you in the name of the Lord. It said, nor does those who pass by say, the blessings of the Lord be upon you. So like, why would everybody look at every single body like they're getting blessed? It's saying, don't be too wise, don't be too righteous, don't be too foolish. So if you be too wise and too righteous, it can destroy you. If you be too foolish, it can destroy you. which means that the devil will try to seem like he's helping you. So why would you try to be too wise and too righteous and be like, oh, the devil helping me right here, I'm gonna just follow his help too, because it is helping me, which he will bring out perfect and seem like perfect help, because the book of Job, he said, let me test him right here and let me see if he has real, you feel me, real value of life, which is not going to be in the value of what's needed. You know, he's going to lead you with, like I said, I will put my foot in front of the enemy. And if he doesn't question me, I'm going to kick it no matter what it is. Even if you try to run the other way, you're not supposed to run the other way, Sarah. That's going to cause you to be salty, because I am going to kick you. So if they don't have enough power to sit down and say, you know what, let me question this right here, let me be peaceful, let me be patient, and let me see what's going on, then you can obviously see that they're the enemy, you know. But yeah, that was Psalms 129. They have afflicted me from my youth. So your youth, you may stumble and fall based off your natural ability. Now they're trying to say like, oh, you see how God would do things. Like even when you was young, that was God putting a foot in front of you, trying to test you. Either way they put it, they're gonna try to twist it this way, twist it that way. Don't get stuck in that lock. You know what I'm saying? It said, let them be like the grass on top of the housetops, which withers before it grows. Keep your mind narrow. You know what I'm saying? It said the Lord has cut the cords of righteousness. I mean, see, now that's testing it again. But I can flip the word righteousness too to show how people are wicked. The Lord has cut the cords of righteousness. Rigid. The Lord has cut the cords of rigid tides or rigid tiredness. The Lord has cut the cords of rigid tiredness. Basically saying they're trying to put you in a rigid understanding so you can be tired and surrender to false understandings, to false beliefs. You know what I'm saying? But you got to keep moving forward. You got to understand it's always a smooth path for you. Said the Lord has cut the cords of the wickedness. So if I put my foot in front of the wicked and they're trying to follow behind you, which I let you through this door, what would not only be right if I kick their foot and show them that they won't be there, they can't get there. The same way wicked try to cut away righteousness. We got to do it. They said don't fight fire with fire. Give it to the Lord, because I fight fire with living water. Living water will keep coming. It's roaring, it's warring. Fire does not have a same effect of water. You know what I'm saying? But it does have a great elemental property of ongoing element. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was Psalms 129. I'm in Leviticus. I see 8:57. Leviticus 14:57. But I'm on 15. Leviticus 15. But I see 57 still, so I'm gonna start right there. Swelling or an eruption or a spot to show when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law of the leprous disease. Leviticus 14:57. I could break down this whole book using this one word. So I'm gonna just only read 15, but Leviticus levels. Whew. He told me. He told me exactly what it was gonna look like before it happened too. That was crazy, cause I was just leaning to the left. Then I had to lean to the right. Laws about bodily discharges. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, speak to the people of Israel and say to them, when any man has a discharge from his body, his discharge is unclean. And this is the law of his uncleanness for a discharge, whether his body runs with his discharge or his body is blocked up by a discharge, it is uncleanliness. Every bed on which one with the discharge lies shall be unclean, and everything on which he sits shall be unclean. And anyone who touches his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. So until everything is even, which is you can see back in a part of the Red Sea with Moses, until the waters are back even and people who are split on the right side are split, then it will be so like the swelling or eruption or a spot to show when it's unclean, when it is clean. This is the law of the leprous disease. Leprous, the leap of the righteousness. This ease, how to actually put things at this is easy or this is eased. Swelling or eruption or a spot. I was in one spot. That could have took. Probably could have hurt me. But I was in one spot and I actually got moved because I have the swelling of light in me instead of the swelling of uncleanliness to show when it is unclean and when it is clean. So my conviction, I've been being convicted on saying that I'm not God for the longest. And I actually know who I am since I was young. I had to actually get some of my power taken away just to show how to move with faith. And I passed my test. I literally passed my test. I was swelled with light. I got moved to the right. And I didn't get hurt. Yeah, that's a whole branch. That's a whole tree. I moved to the right just a little bit. I moved to the righteousness. My faithfulness, my small faithful detail got moved to the right. And I didn't get hurt. For the longest, they've been saying I'm not God. They've been plotting on killing me and everything. They've been telling people, oh, we could do murder for hire and God won't care. But I've been put in the spot of being righteous and still have not got hurt.